It's time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news here on KALH, weather always comes first. Strong to potentially severe thunderstorms with damaging wind gusts are forecast today from parts of New England into the Mid-Atlantic and Carolinas. Significant heat will expand across the west and central plains through tomorrow, potentially breaking daily high temperature records. Dangerous heat will then build into the eastern U.S. this weekend through much of next week. Closer to home, above normal temperatures continue through Saturday with highs flirting with 100, becoming cooler next week as moisture arrives. Low-end chance for thunderstorms exists today through Saturday, favoring area mountains. Better chances arrive on Sunday as a good monsoonal tap sets up.
This is Lieutenant William Skaggs with Alamogordo Fire Department. Alamogordo Fire Department urges all residents and visitors to remain vigilant and take extra precautions in light of the current dry conditions and heightened fire dangers. Some key fire safety tips for our community are: avoid using open flames outdoors, including barbecues, fire pits, or any other burning. Always ensure fire rings or barbecue pits are properly managed and avoid using them in windy conditions. Proper disposal of cigarettes. If smoking, make sure to fully extinguish cigarettes and dispose of them in a safe, non-flammable container. Never discard cigarette butts on the ground or in dry areas. Vehicle safety. Avoid parking vehicles on dry grass or areas with tall vegetation, as hot exhaust pipes could spark fires. Be mindful of equipment use. Ensure that lawnmowers, chainsaws, and any equipment that could generate sparks are used with caution and not in windy conditions. Check equipment regularly for safety. Stay informed. Follow local fire restrictions and guidelines, and remain alert to any updates or emergency notifications issued by local authorities. The fire risk in Alamogordo is high due to ongoing dry conditions. Together, we can keep Alamogordo safe. Please stay alert and practice fire safety at all times.
We'll have another look at the weather following this news.
This is Range Control with roadblock information. Roadblocks are subject to change without notice. Highway 70, Highway 380, Highway 54, Owen Road, Nike Avenue, and War Highway are scheduled to remain open.
The Seventh Spring Fire is burning in a remote part of the Nogal Canyon on the Mescalero Apache Reservation near Cloudcroft. The fire has now burned over 628 acres. The Pinon Draw fire ignited yesterday due to lightning west of Avis, south of Weed. Crews used a county dozer to improve road access, allowing engines and pickups to reach the fire line. That fire is now 13.5 acres and considered contained. You can support our firefighters by dropping off needed materials such as Gatorade, individually wrapped snacks like trail mix, cooling towels, sunscreen, and water. You can drop it off at the Tularosa Basin Regional Dispatch Authority, 2351 Eddy Drive. If you have any questions, 575-214-9171. As we know, the city of Alamogordo is banning fireworks this year for good reason, but the county will be permitting them. We spoke with Jennifer Schaefer from the County Office of Emergency Services.
We have the Safe and Sane, which is, nothing that shoots out into the air and can, land on non-barren land and start a fire. So what we have that's authorized, we've got cone fountains, crackling devices, cylindrical fountains, splitters, sparklers, ground spinners, illuminating torches, wheels, and novelty items. So not like the Roman candles are, we don't want those. We don't want anything that goes straight into the sky and then can come down and potentially start a fire or catch with the wind.
You can hear our conversation in full by visiting our YouTube channel. A canning workshop is happening next week, but it was so popular it sold out. So the Otero County Extension Office is having another class next month.
Canning requires quite a bit of equipment and burners because not only do we have the actual canner going, which will put our jars into process once they're filled, then we also have to warm up lids, and then we also have to warm up our produce. Like if we're canning green beans, we want to get them nice and hot with some canning liquid before we put them in the canner for processing. So yeah, there's quite a bit involved. The cost is $10, and that's strictly a supply fee, so that's to cover the costs of the produce and the jars, lids, rings. All they need to do is contact the Otero County Extension Service at 575-437-0231.
Kelly Knight speaking with KALH. You can hear the conversation in full on our YouTube channel. The 4-year-old through 5th grade Discovery Camp is happening June 23rd through the 27th from 8 until noon at Sunset Hills Elementary. Admission is free, breakfast and lunch will be provided, and the kids are going to receive an unforgettable adventure where art, history, and STEM collide. For more information, alamogordoschools.org. The Alamogordo Public Schools Student Nutrition Summer Food Program is happening now through July 30th. Free summer meals for kids aged 1 to 18. Breakfast served from 8 until 9, lunch from 11 till 1, Monday through Friday. Visit the Alamogordo Public Schools Facebook page. Tularosa Schools presents Summer Food Rocks. Free summer meals for all children 18 and under, Monday through Friday, 11 until 12:30 at Tularosa Elementary and Tularosa High. Water restrictions are in full effect. We heard from Tularosa Mayor Debbie Cooksey.
Even numbers, water Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Odd numbers, water Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. No watering on Mondays.
The city of Alamogordo has a nearly identical watering plan in place as well. Well, today is Thursday. That means we get a Thursday thought from Pastor Lauren Noble.
Good morning, Crazy Radio. This is Pastor Lauren with our Thursday thought. Recently, I've been looking for a new-to-me pickup because I need a pickup, and you lose friends very quickly if you ask if you can borrow theirs. And I just needed a newer vehicle, so I've been looking for a newer pickup, and I don't know if you have priced vehicles, and especially four-wheel drive pickups recently. But, well, either I am extremely cheap or they are extremely expensive. Anyway, I finally found a newer pickup that I could actually afford, and I got a really good deal on it, so I'm happy with that. But somebody asked me the other day, they said, how did you manage to get that deal on that pickup? How'd you get that good of a deal? And I thought about it, and I thought, I don't know if this is necessarily, as they say, set in stone, but I've never been stingy with money. I was telling him, I said, I'm not independently wealthy by any stretch of the imagination, but I've never been stingy in helping charities and helping out. And I think that when it came time for me needing something, I was repaid with that favor. It's just something that I ponder. And, sometimes if we're not stingy in life, then when we need something, it comes back to us. And what a blessing that is. I remember times that I was on the end that, needed help. And so I'm a little more inclined to help others now because I really don't need the help. As I say, I'm not independently wealthy, but I'm doing all right. So I try to help others along the way. And I'm thankful that I'm able to do that and that God gives me the wherewithal to do that. And I think in a way, like I say, He repaid me when I needed the newer pickup that I got a really good deal on one. So let me say a prayer for us. Lord, help us to not be stingy because, the people out there that need help, and sometimes we've either been on the end that needed help or we're going to end up on that end that needs somebody's help, and we're going to be thankful for the ones who aren't stingy and that can give a little bit when they can to help each other, and hopefully it will come back to us someday and maybe a newer vehicle that we can afford or some other way that, but it always comes back to us, and help us to remember to not be too tight-fisted and to remember that none of it is really ours anyway, because it's obviously you, God, who gives us the wherewithal to work and to do the things that we need to do. So just help us to be a little more free with our money and with our gratitude towards that. Amen. Until we meet up again, blessings to you.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Hi, it's me, here to tell you about AlamogordoTownNews.org. This is Otero County's #1 source for local news, sports, and community. Quite frankly, AlamogordoTownNews.org is the Big Lies news service online. AlamogordoTownNews.org is a Second Life Media affiliated company.
From basic to advanced computer repairs, it's GalacticGeeksPCRepair.com. Local business owned and operated by Greg Gutierrez, available for on-site work from 9 to 6 daily. Installations, upgrades, even virus repair. For information, email Greg at GalacticGeeksPCRepair.com. Google IT support, professionally certified.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
It was a tragic shooting that ended an 11-year-old boy's life and paralyzed his cousin. Now the two men behind it have learned just how long they're going to be in prison. Jose Romero and Nathan Garley heard from family members in court one last time. Tatiana Villegas, who was paralyzed as a result of the gunshots, says her life has permanently changed.
He took my best friend. I had to see my best friend die right in front of me. Not only that, he changed my life completely. He gets to stay here, smirk, walk, eat in jail, and I have to depend on my mom.
In September 2023, Jose Romero and Nathan Garley shot at a white truck, mistaking it for rival gang members outside of the Isotopes Park in Albuquerque. As a result of those shots, 11-year-old Froylan Villegas died. Tatiana Villegas was paralyzed. Earlier this year, a jury found the two men guilty of first-degree murder and other counts for conspiring to murder and shooting out of a vehicle. Judge Emetrio Rodolfo agreed to give both a maximum sentence of life in prison plus 46 years. Romero, during his sentencing, had a bit of an outburst, and Tatiana noted his reaction when she spoke with KRQE.
Jose just sits there and just basically laughs and taunts us, but after the judge sentencing him, he didn't laugh no more. I was like, why don't you laugh now?
After court, Bernalillo district attorneys embraced the family and gave them gifts, one of which was a signed Red Sox baseball in honor of Froylan. He loved that team. Nathan Garley is already serving a stint in federal prison after he was sentenced earlier this year to 20 years in an unrelated drug trafficking case. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office is seeking information regarding the whereabouts of a man who failed to comply with registering as a sex offender. Richard Madrid, age 58, described as having brown eyes, brown hair, weighing 155 pounds, standing 5'7". If you have any information about Madrid, please contact the Sheriff's Office. Local immigrant-based organizations joined state and Albuquerque leaders to denounce the Trump administration's directives targeting immigrants. Note that should be illegal immigrants. Speakers gave examples of people who have been detained in New Mexico, like the 11 undocumented workers, note that as illegal workers, who were recently arrested at a dairy farm in Lovington and are currently in federal custody. New Mexico House Speaker Democrat Javier Martinez expressed his disapproval.
I'll be damned if we're going to lay to waste all of that sacrifice made by our immigrant parents and grandparents and to allow this wannabe dictator in Washington, D.C. to take away our due process and take away our constitutional rights.
Nobody's talking about legal immigrants. It's the illegals that are being handled. The New Mexico Immigrant Law Center says they've seen an uptick in reports of detentions in the Land of Enchantment.
What happens when the marriage of an innocent ingenue gets thwarted by the no-good Schnickel Fritz grub? Well, you can only imagine. The Cloudcroft Light Opera Company presents Those Wedding Bells Shall Not Ring Out. Witness the ceremony at the Cloudcroft Pavilion, 7:30 p.m., June 27 and 28, July 4th, 5th, 6th, 11th, and 12th. Free admission. Donations taken for youth scholarships. Those Wedding Bells Shall Not Ring Out. In cooperation with Pioneer Drama Company and Tim Kelly.
Every summer, it happens, again and again. A parent steps away for just a minute, but that minute can turn deadly. On a hot day, the temperature inside a parked car can soar by 20 degrees in just 10 minutes. Even with the windows cracked, the heat builds fast, becoming a deadly trap for a child. Children's bodies heat up 3 to 5 times faster than adults. Heat stroke can begin when a child's body reaches 104 degrees. At 107 degrees, it can be fatal. Last year alone, 24 children died in the U.S. from being left in hot cars, each one preventable. Never leave a child in a vehicle, not even for a minute. Look before you lock. This message is brought to you by the Alamogordo Fire Department and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Protect kids, prevent tragedy.
Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for mostly sunny skies with a 30% chance of showers. New rainfall amounts less than 1/10 of an inch expected. Mostly clear tonight, winds gusting up to 20. Sunny tomorrow, winds gusting up to 21. Your high today in the basin, 97. Low tonight of 70. High tomorrow, 98 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today with a 30% chance of showers and storms. New rainfall amounts less than 1/10 of an inch expected. Mostly clear tonight with gusts as high as 18 miles per hour. Mostly sunny tomorrow, winds gusting up to 21. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 76. Low tonight of 53. High tomorrow, 76 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and you can learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. And that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.